We can't hear you, Lucy.
Is this better?
Much better. I mean, I cannot.
Yes. Do you need us to do our?
One second, I apologize, I did not unmute, so please indicate
Okay,
which meeting.
this is the CD1 March Landmarks Committee meeting, and we're gonna see Lispenard Street, 35 Lispenard Street first. Go ahead, Chris.
I'm here from the developer, Silver Lane Development.
Walter Marin, obviously Marin Architects.
I'm Katya Bordugova. I'm with Marin Architects.
And Valerie Campbell with HSF Kramer, we're land use counsel to the developer.
And then on the screen, I'm not sure if they're on because we switched, but also Charlotte Hyman Pereira, design architect, maybe on as well.
Maybe I'll just, give a quick introduction. Basically, we're requesting a certificate of appropriateness to demolish two buildings. One is at 3133 Lispenard Street, and the second is at 35 Lispenard Street. These are both basically taxpayer buildings that were constructed in 1954 and 1940, and we would like to construct a new building, which we will be showing you. You can see that the site is located at the corner of Lispenard and Church. It's in the Tribeca East Historic District. What is being proposed is an as-of-right project. It's in a C62A zoning district, which is an R8A equivalent, which basically allows a 5 FAR of residential and 6 FAR of commercial. So I'll pass it along. The committee may remember in 2019, you saw a proposal. These are the two buildings, so you can sort of see. And in the context, so it's the corner, that one-story building on the corner. And these are some historic, so this was the building that the committee previously reviewed
I'm not sure which way you pointed to make it go.
in 19.
Maybe it's at the computer.
No, when I start moving
Oh.
people over, I take control, so then I try to switch it back, so give it a, it
Okay.
lasts.
Okay.
May I ask one of you guys to move to the side so a board member can sit over here?
Oh, it's just like the next one.
And,
Hello.
thank
You're
you,
gonna sit in the-
and I am sorry to interrupt.
They're up there.
Oh, okay. You said you stayed there.
Okay. So this building was the one that the committee reviewed in 2019. I think and that building was approved by Landmarks. It was approved by the committee with on the condition that they try to move the elevator machine room to the basement. But the important distinction in this building and what we'll be showing you is the addition of lot 34 to this proposal.
Yeah, and it comes in here, please.
Closer.
Right. And after Valerie goes, I'm gonna say something, and then the whole people, you'll go to design team, but please.
Was that the previous proposal didn't include lot 34. So now I'll pass it on to Walter, who will sort of. go through.
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. So you didn't miss much, Netta, except for the fact that and I'm not gonna try to make a whole bias on this table, but this was previously approved when I was here. A worse design, I'll say. This is a much improved design. It's a much improved design. And it's a double the size of the project because there's a second lot involved, right? Okay, and then you guys go, okay?
Don't be perfect.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
But don't give us the whole history.
No.
A very, very brief history because I
Right,
don't
so
think
the-
you need to wash us with that.
So obviously, I'd like to start out with this one shot.
Yeah.
And then I will tell you
Yeah.
if I tell you the months and months of what it's taken to put this together relative to quite a bit of a team that was assembled to put this project together. Obviously, it's a imitation, or I'm gonna say a classic cast iron building. It's a modern interpretation of what that is. It fits very neatly into the neighborhood. Obviously, there's enormous amount of effort and energy that was put into just a proportion of the building as a whole, the windows, the nature of even the organization of the building of a typical base, body, and crown, and respectful of everything around it. We spent quite a bit of time and energy both on the grids, the window sizes, and just making the whole building fits in. And, you know, the great thing I think of our end solution is that the building looks like it was there before everybody else. And so that's part of what we considered one of the nicest part of the overall building. It doesn't do anything that I would say stand out, other than the fact that it stands on its own. The ground floor is very respectful of the adjacent neighbors. We made a big effort to keep it all sort of in that proportion. We went down to even detailing the ground floor windows, so that you see there's that little bit of a curve that sort of imitates some of the buildings adjacent to us. And we put quite a bit of emphasis on that. If we're using the word awning, it's not an awning legally, it is considered
Canopy.
canopy. No,
Yeah, and
canopy, okay. We were all debating about the word that we were defining to the canopy. And then obviously the proportions of the windows, the details that we put around it, and even the nature of the way we've staggered the windows and some of the things that we've done. Can't begin to tell you the amount of energy that went in just putting this together relative to making us all happy. And being able to obviously to do something that we thought the community would like and Landmark would also enjoy. And so you can see with the first floor, obviously this is very quickly this is a view looking down Lispinard, south,
west.
west, sorry. And there are two views along Lispinard, along Church Street. And this one's of it. And this was looking at the side of it, looking south along the way. And obviously the cornice and, you know, that whole detail, the amount of time and energy it took to obviously produce something that we thought was respectful, but yet modern. But it still fits into that vocabulary, what we see in the neighborhood, both the lower cornice and the upper part of the building, which is the part that's hard to see.
It's example of the signage. You will see we have the whole page dedicated to signage because it was important topic, how to design the modern signage, which is inviting, but at the same time is seemingly integrated into the historic urban environment. Next. Yes, and a few words about materiality. It's the metal building. It's a premium metal panel, 3 millimeters. With double pane glass aluminum windows, and the bulkhead will be designed from the durable granite material. Also, we going to implement stainless steel, as I already mentioned, for the signage, and we're going to have the chrome canopy. You can see on your right-hand side. On the left-hand side, detail is showing a quick introduction of the louvers that are hidden behind the implied elements on the facade.
So at the end of the day, we have an 8-story building that appears more like I've said, obviously a 7-story building is what you see. You don't quite see the setback. Pretty much it's a very straightforward 10-foot floor to floor on a typical floor, and 20 feet on the ground floor, or 18 and change, in the simple penthouse. Straightforward elevations, and we'll show you a few more as you see. On the top is existing, at the bottom in proportion to how we fit very neatly into the block.
Straightforward.
And then obviously this is along Church Street. This is the opposite of our site, looking at what's our neighbor across the street.
The south side of Franklin.
Correct. Yeah,
Lispinard.
this
I'm sorry, Frank.
And then the next ones, you can see obviously the diagrams relative to the proportions of the various windows.
And you can see how it blends in with neighboring buildings.
And obviously, these are just some of the historical things that have been approved.
What was that? What?
Never built,
Never.
Who proposed, oh, Strucci.
urban land, ULI.
That was built though, oh, no,
Yeah.
these are some of these are built. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, one of the things, it's a little bit of, obviously, the windows, the portions of the building, the respect of the structure of the building, relative to a base, typical body and then the crown. It's just to demonstrate some of the other stuff that's been approved around the neighborhood.
That's some of the color analysis we did for the neighborhood. You see representation of industrial neutral colors, deep blues, deep gray, and some earthy brown colors, and our building is within that palette. Same illustration, supporting the colors analysis.
And then obviously, there's interesting number of the way the windows have been done. We particularly like this particular building. It was very inspirational. It does it in a very successful way. In combination of the color and obviously the proportion of the windows.
Yeah, some of the examples of the awnings within historic building, you can see it's a modern interpretation of the historic entrance. And we draw our inspiration from this. It gave us a courage to design something modern and sleek within historic context.
And there, obviously, lighting, like everything we do with any of the landmarks buildings and being a good neighbor, obviously, we try to obviously introduce some kind of lighting so that the signage kind of takes out, but doesn't necessarily pop out. And so we've done it in the typical where you backlit the signs, and there is going to be a little bit of soft lighting that we're going to be putting along the base of the building and along the cornice of the ground floor.
I want to add about signs. They're not exactly backlit. We're going to create, it's individually cut steel letters with the acrylic backing, and it's going to be gently lit by concealed light, and it's going to just create like a halo, a hue. It's not going to be conventionally lit.
This is the De Beers sign you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I just want to understand. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Pin lighting, it's pin sign with lighting against the wall, not
Right.
so much, I mean,
Well,
that one.
I don't
And then
think,
this one is what? This is like you show in the rendering, the
Right.
FG.
yes, this one is a correct interpretation.
Yeah,
The
okay.
I don't think it's a good illustration. I think we'll come up with something.
Okay, all right.
The idea,
It's illuminated,
right, the lights, when the light in the back of the sign lights toward the wall.
not
to
towards the
street.
neighbor.
Absolutely.
that's
It's just to, just to emphasize the signage.
And B isn't illuminated, it might be slightly
Yeah.
confusing. That's just
Okay.
the signage.
Okay, it's a blade sign.
The lights on.
Too much it?
I'll just flip through this quickly, just zoning overview.
It's, the zoning basically, it's approximately 21,000 square feet. It's.
Are you doing an altered building or are you doing an NB?
It's an NB.
Oh, no, it's a brand new building, yes. Obviously, the state plan, you can see it, it's pretty much the two lots. Very straightforward.
And one of the nice things about having lot 34 in is that it allows you to push that bulkhead back a little bit as opposed to the prior.
And that was, to us, the most obvious place to actually stick the stair stairwell. And the elevator bulkhead. And so if you look at the plan, you'll see that everything's very nicely tucked to the corner there. In the typical floor,
How many units?
there's 20 units altogether.
All right, this concrete building?
It's a concrete building, yes. And then the top,
Condo? Or you don't know?
No,
We don't know that.
and the nice thing about it is we wound up building these two very nice penthouses, and they duplicate, so.
I'll go back to the rendering so we can sit on that. That's our whole presentation.
Okay. Thank you. Who wants to talk at the table first? Vicky, you want to talk?
Well, I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask. So we approved this building, right, in 2019, correct, Jason?
Yes, a different version on a singular lot.
So what are they here asking for a variance on what we approved
No
already?
variance.
No variance.
This is.
No, no.
Not here.
No, I'm sorry. I meant as in architectural terms, we're designed something, we approved it in 2019, and now they're asking for a change. What is the change? I'm
They
so sorry.
acquired another lot. They
Yeah,
acquired
and
another
now they're
lot.
adding more square footage.
Sorry, you answer the question. I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah, this is new ownership. The prior approval was never built and that owner sold the building.
It was also ugly.
Well, hideous.
Why don't we previously approved
Yeah.
for Vicky?
Sorry,
and
so
we
this
now-
is, so Jason, help me out. I don't know why I
Yeah.
don't get this.
It's like an
So this-
interpretation of,
Yeah, so this is what we're looking at that they're proposing.
yeah, it looks a lot like the Donald Judd building in Soho, which wasn't one of your precedents. It should have been.
Okay,
But,
so what do you think,
anything
Jason?
to say about it? You
Well-
like this, you like it better than this one? That's
I
up now?
remember this one quite well. I remember this. I think I might agree with the proposal tonight. I found this a
I'm
bit
sure
too
you
wide.
understand.
What do you think?
I love it.
We
Okay.
like it.
Scale and proportion.
Well,
is
there
quite
you
lovely.
go.
Material is
My
nice.
teammates love the new proposal, and I think I will agree with my teammates.
Alice, do you want to speak?
Thanks, Jason, and thanks for the presentation. It does certainly look like an improvement. I just was curious, is there any potential street improvements that can be included in this? I don't know if that is part of your package, probably not, but for example, street trees.
No, I mean, other than what's required for us, well, first, there's 2 trees in front of us that we have to guard like with our lives. And obviously the entire sidewalk has to get redone, and then we're obligated to clean approximately 50% of the street, repaved in front of the property, but that's part of the regulations that we're obligated to do.
also because it's a corner lot, DPP requires, I believe, the red dot on either side.
Yeah.
Based on my understanding of the way.
Jason, Vicky, a quick
Yeah.
question for the builder. So these trees that are required by zoning, you are going to plant them and maintain them. You're not going to farm them off to some other,
No,
as
the-
per
the-
zoning. You can pay in a tree fund. You are going to give us trees, right?
Yeah, but so the one rule it's understood is those, I tell people you can shoot somebody in front of the tree and they'll forgive you. You touch that tree, you're gone, right? So those 2 trees will be heavily protected. They'll stay there. We might be required to do one more, but along Church. I'm sorry,
Less,
no, Church, right, on Church, right.
Right.
So
So my
I don't
question
think we're gonna
is,
require any
wh-
additions of trees beyond
okay,
that.
no, my question is, whatever the zoning requires in terms of tree planting, are you telling us you will fulfill that? You will not send that tree requirement to a alternative tree planting
Yeah,
as
so
permitted?
it's-
Yeah,
no, no,
as
yeah,
permitted.
yeah, so-
You're going to give us those trees. We
Correct.
love trees.
If Parks Department gives you the option to buy to
I
somewhere
know,
else, and
but
we
are
won't,
you
we
gonna
won't
do that?
execute that use.
I know. Are you gonna do that or are you gonna give us the trees?
No, we're not. Based on what you're asking me, I'm not. If I'm required to do any additional trees on the site, we will put it on the site.
Thank you
Provided
so
it's
much.
physically
So
possible.
Yeah.
appreciated. Thank
Yeah.
you. So appreciated.
And I just had one more question, Jason, about is there anything on lighting? I saw the lighting.
Do you
of
have
the
any other
street.
lighting on the building besides the
No.
signage?
Oh, no. We are putting some lighting, very simple lighting along the base of the building at the retail level and a little bit just above the cornice of the first floor. But they're meant sort of I'm gonna say highlight the design of the building. We're not trying to create a building.
So they're within your property line,
They're in the
basically,
proper line,
and they shine up.
And they shine up, that's correct. And obviously they're done so that you'll see the light out of it, but you will never see the actual light looking at you. So none of the lighting in here is set up,
The lamp is concealed.
completely
Sophisticated lighting.
concealed. All the lighting is completely concealed. Thank you, that's a great word to say.
Thanks very much.
So-
Good luck. Yep, thanks.
I know I'm so late. I'm sure everything I'm gonna say has been said, but I did study this. I did study this before, and obviously, as you all know, anything is an improvement on what's there. But I just, well, and also, I didn't notice the canopy, which is interesting.
Mhm.
It's on Lispinard.
Correct, it's on this, it's the entrance to the residence.
I know you've answered this, but what is the primary material?
It's a metal, material,
Polished metal.
it's a polished metal.
Like
Polished.
mirror polish, like mirror
Mirror polish,
polish
yeah.
or
No, no.
mirror polish?
No, it's more like an eggshell.
About this.
With eggshell, so like a
That's not the whole building, just. not
Yeah, the entire building.
specifically.
Oh, no.
Is polished metal.
non-directional kind of buff to steel.
Yeah, so what you're looking at is, it's sort of, if you look at the walls now, that's almost like an eggshell finish.
The theme would be
So it's,
similar.
I wouldn't call it flat, you don't call it shiny either, so
Mhm.
an eggshell finish is sort of that in-between color.
And by metal, you mean what?
It's actually metal, it's obviously,
Aluminum or?
it's probably an
Steel?
aluminum, it would then be powder coated paint.
Right, and, do you think the color is more like what is in the deck or on the screen?
So, yeah, it's funny, both of them.
Are a little off, but you can't, I know.
Right.
Little
So-
off
so
because
just
they're
imagine-
darker than you want them?
So it's actually a very dark blue color. It's probably the best way to describe it. So
Huh,
it's hard to look at it all. But it's almost I'm gonna say a dark blue color, which sort of has a bit of gray and a bit of black in it. So it is meant to be it's not meant to be a light color in that sense of it.
and the construction may cause the ad hoc vendors on the street to move away, which is.
Well, that's what we're hoping.
Ancillary,
That's
event.
what I'll-
We're just working by doing them to move, absolutely.
So where it says signage, and I heard this was asked before, obviously, this is the corner of Lispinard and Church.
Right.
Is that an example of what the signage would look like?
That's exactly what we'd like to do. We want to keep it just in front of the door. It's meant to just stay, identifying,
Right.
who we are. I mean, if I can get Chanel to come in and put it in
Sure.
there, that'd be great, but it would be a simple sign.
Maybe that Army Navy store going there.
Well, it's,
They've actually been, I just want to shout them out.
Yeah.
They are incredible.
Yeah.
And I pop in there every 2 days. They actually saw this, we showed this to them, 2 weeks ago, and they were very impressed compared to what was previously
Yeah.
there, so.
and the intent is one store.
Obviously, galleries moving in left and right.
Yeah, yep.
You know, I live 3 blocks away and I walk this all the time, and of course,
Mhm.
what's there is not to be.
Can't get the fish sandwich anymore.
Well, that's okay, thank goodness. Okay, so that's my.
Okay, do we have everybody online from the committee? Do we have anyone here want to say anything else?
I have a
Oh,
comment.
Nada, yeah.
I think it's a beautiful project.
Thank you.
One comment about the canopy that you have, it's chrome you mentioned, right?
Stainless steel.
Wow.
Well, I was talking more about the finish, the shine of it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
when you say chrome, is it reflective? And if it's reflective, would you have concerns that, the geometry that you have under the canopy would kind of
Blink.
blind people?
No,
They're
I,
walking up and down the sidewalk. This is a curved surface, right?
yes,
It is.
Would it,
but it's more of a
Kind of-
matte finish. I wouldn't call it,
I think even height wise, the first floor is almost 16 feet tall. So the massive of the canopy is actually much higher than the average height
or when
of
you have a sunset?
bypasser.
You're thinking more reflective light.
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Spot you.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
But he's saying it's eggshells, or,
No,
but it's still chrome, it's still a mirror.
I think it was a mix up.
Mm.
When the question was asked, I believe you were referring to the canopy finish, but Walter was referring to the main facade.
Actually, I was
Yeah, he was
referring
talking
to
about
the
that.
the general
pardon.
material, but as long as we're there, it's good to know what
We
the
totally,
canopy is. because the canopy is a different material, or a
Yes,
different
absolutely.
color. And obviously, the lobby is right there, but is this, development contingent upon approval, or do you own the land now?
Oh, no, we own the land.
Thank you.
I want to circle back to your question. We will study this. We will address
Yeah.
it in our next updates.
Perfect. Otherwise, then it's a beautiful.
That's it.
Thank you.
Okay. So, anybody else want to say anything?
AJ, do you have a question? You had your hand up.
Hi, yeah, I'm a local resident on Leonard and Church, and I just wanted to show support for the project. as obviously 32 walkers being built. And this is sort of going to complete the entrance into Soho or Soho into Tribeca entrance. And I think it's going to be a really beautiful project.
And also 56.
Well, thank you for the comment. Sign in so we know you came and join us next time, please.
Of course. Thank you.
Who's your architect?
The combination of people who put this project together, so I can't take all the credit. So we have a wonderful design team that put it together, between them and our staff. I can't begin to tell you the amount of hours that was put into, and if we show you where we started out from,
It shows.
and the evolution,
show.
the evolution of where we wind up, but it took quite a bit of a team effort to really put it together.
Yeah.
Okay, 28 minutes. Excellent. That's
Yeah,
excellent.
Jason.
Okay, so,
We have to.
I just would just suggest that, Jason, you make sure we have the name of the owner, all of the contacts are, given to us. We can provide and put in the resolution, so we have it for the record, including the architect. Thanks.
We don't put it in the resolution.
oh, Susan's saying that we don't normally put that in the resolution. I'm a pushover, so, but she's saying, don't do it, don't do it.
Well, then I would like,
We can put it for the office. Yeah, we have it on record. Their information. Not in the.
Are you guys
Okay.
on file
all
with
right,
DOB?
I'd like to.
Of course. I'm sorry,
I'd
go
like to
ahead,
ask
Alice.
that for the office. I'd like to ask that the office then, and not in the resolution, if that's somehow difficult, to have that for our records. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes footnote, it's not necessary here. Sometimes we do put the architect in the.
You can place the architect. You can have.
Well, this one's anonymous, so, or by committee, or we know we don't.
No, yeah, it's on our presentation.
Marin Architecture and Charlotte Plymouth.
Oh, there, yeah.
Okay, send them our regards, and we're gonna write a positive resolution, and I'm gonna second that, okay?
All in favor in the room?
Aye.
Yep.
Vicky, very nice.
Yes, all in favor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Santiago,
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
last course, Santiago, okay, yes, no, what?
You,
He wants it. He's
Thank
not-
you.
he wants
Yes.
it.
Carries.
Yes, sorry.
abstain.
Okay, so, George,
Give us 30 seconds and we'll be right back.
how long is your debt?
Thank you.
Just kind of knowing how big the building is, not so much the scope.
Small portion of the building.
I know, that's why, but sometimes a small portion can be a very thick deck.
Do you have your hard copy?
Yes.
Okay, it does not look very thick. I just want to say, I'm very familiar with the building. I have to do something at 6:45 for 15 minutes, so I'm just gonna have to leave, but I'm certain you guys will be able to take it through. And we gotta give George one approval. He comes here and he constantly rejected.
Well, there's nothing.
He's a good guy, he's not there.
No, we don't reject it all the time.
No, we.
I know, but I have been here for many a rejection, I'm just saying, and they come back, we gotta activate this building again, we gotta get going on that process.
Is there
Although this was well in the works before, the latest, this is, by the way, this is the pier, right, George? This is the pier, yeah,
Oh, I know it is.
okay. I was in Vegas, but I was too hungover to get to there.
So I will say the principal creative director is in a cab on his way here from the airport who flew in just for this presentation, but I think he's going to try to join remotely.
Okay.
What is the gentleman's name?
Spencer,
He's online.
Okay.
Would you like him to?
Hi, thanks. Jessica, I'm
Spencer.
online. This is Spencer. Yes.
You want to just
sorry.
introduce yourself and then
Hello.
we'll move on?
Yeah, I'll turn the camera on here. I'm Spencer Olson, Principal Creative Director for the Meow Wolf exhibition at Pier 17.
Hi, Spencer.
And then, do you want-
Have a safe trip in.
And hi, Spencer. Looking forward to seeing you here. I'm Mike Hopelman. I'm the Chief Financial Officer from Meow Wolf.
And I'm Jessica Sheridan. I'm a principal at Mancini Duffy, who's the architecture firm working.
Where is Meow Wolf start from? Here or no?
It's actually based in Santa Fe,
Okay,
so that's where Spencer's coming from.
okay, cool. Just wondering. That's the fact. Cool.
Yeah.
Great place.
Base, and it's a great intro if are we gonna go into it? Yeah, so I think we're gonna We'll give a little bit of background. I'm gonna be very brief.
No worries.
So, I'll give you, since I presume I don't presume that you know us, I'll give you a very brief introduction. I'm Meow Wolf. Then I'm gonna turn it over to Jessica to talk about the actual
Heard this.
discussion.
Bruce, please,
All right.
whatever you need. If you never know what's about.
There you go. All right.
Done some way.
All right, great. All right, so Meow Wolf, just a couple of minutes on who we are. Meow Wolf's origins were in Santa Fe, started as an art collective, actually started by a group of friends who just wanted to get together and do art together. So they started doing a number of like temporary exhibitions, had a warehouse, they did stuff for fun. And it's one of the reasons I personally was attracted to the company, is it struck me as a deeply creative place, having worked in creative enterprises for most of my career. In 2016, one of the founders had the idea they should do something permanent. They ended up partnering with George R. R. Martin, who's the author of Game of Thrones, who became the first investor. He's still our landlord in Santa Fe. That building is an old bowling alley, which was converted into the first permanent exhibit, which is the House of Eternal Return. Very successful. One more second, just on that, very successful. Then we're gonna go the wrong direction. There we go. Ended up opening 4 more to date. So there are 5 open exhibitions, and we're working on our 6th, which is going to open in LA later this year. New York will be our 7th. Worth noting that each of these, if you went to the one in Vegas, it would be different, dramatically different than the one, the house. There are similarities. The concept is similar, but the art is unique. The stories are unique. The artists, our artists are the same, but we work with many local artists, as I'll talk about. And so we have many different artists that work on these. We can go to the next slide. The mission of Meow Wolf: inspire creativity in people's lives through art, exploration, play, to transform the world. Your imagination, use of imagination. The idea is that people are going to come into our exhibits and they're going to be inspired. They're going to have a sense of awe and wonder. It's going to, they'll translate that back into their lives. Very unique experience. We expect people to participate. This is not something that just happens to you in New York. It's going to be particularly true when you build it. Going. At the core, like one of the important things to understand about the company, it's a deeply collaborative company. Our artists want to work with other artists. They believe that collaboration drives creativity. So when we go into a city, we work with many other artists to build the exhibit, including many local artists. It is a core part of the creative process that we have. And I think it's good. And I said I would be short. It's my last slide. I'll point out for us that concept of community and making something local and being additive to the local community is really critical to the ethos of the company. We will have someone, I can't remember if we hired them already, but we will hire a local artist liaison who actually works with us to recruit local artists to work on this and make sure that we're integrating into the local creative community. We want to make sure that we have local artists. We want to have a diverse set of voices. And it's one of the things that makes each of our exhibits unique and different. It's not the same group of artists that work on all of them. So we're really excited about New York and what New York is going to do to Meow Wolf and how the exhibits are going to go. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jessica to talk about the very
Before you
specific
do
stuff.
that.
Yes, sir.
One intermediate question.
Yes.
Not really about landmarks. What kind of lease are you signed? How long is this investment in this pier by you guys? Is it a year? Is it 2?
We have a 20-year lease.
Great, okay, I think that's important. Okay.
Yeah, we do it with, our leases are long-term. We invest a lot of money into these. These are like, we are committed to being here for decades. And the plan, we have, options to go beyond that as well.
Great, okay, thank you.
So to clarify how the presentation is organized, there are 2 dockets that we're talking to. One, what the Seaport Entertainment Group is building for Meow Wolf, and then the second, what Meow Wolf wants to add to what the landlord is building. So we've separated the presentation into 2 sections, one for the landlord and one for the tenant. And that's how we're presenting it. So the first, the tenant portion is assuming that the landlord portion is approved. We know that that's not necessarily going to be the case, but that's how I'm going to present it at the moment, just for clarity.
And just so to put a point on that, as we were talking with LPC staff, they didn't want us to come back again and say, this was, that we're going to show the facade, then you're going to see the facade as Meow Wolf wants it. So LPC staff asked us to do this together.
This is the old outside eating space of David Chang's restaurant.
Correct.
Correct. semi-built-in
Correct.
things if you've ever been.
Correct.
And that's the only change to the building we're discussing.
Correct.
That and then some graphic representation.
Okay,
Yeah.
graphic, but bulk or, you know,
Bulk
whatever,
is
envelope,
ground
this is,
floor,
this is
yeah.
happening, this is being replaced.
Exactly. So you can see in this plan, the facade extension is where we're going to start. The footprint is exactly what you just said. It's where Momofuku's pergola was and outdoor seating. We are aligning the extents with the adjacent structures, and so we're not extending any further to block any more of the public way that's going north to south. Here.
For clarity's sake, this is not the tin building or?
Not the tin building.
Okay, this is
One
the main piece.
Yes.
Okay, right.
So here is an elevation of the south facade. On the top, you can see the existing. On the bottom, you can see that extension where the circular windows are. That's the area that will take over, like I said, where Momofuku's extension was before, only we are permanently enclosing, that's our proposal, that area. So you can see the entire facade and how it affects the overall design. There are a couple of things to note about the facade extension. We are expanding the existing zinc corrugated materials, so it's the same material as the adjacent facade. We are also representing the extent of glazing, and we are within, there was in the original master plan, there was a reference to a minimum and a maximum amount of glazing, and we're within that proportion, even though they're circular windows instead of rectangular windows. So we are removing one window that's dotted in the red dotted line, and we are adding additional windows that are circular.
But you're really doing that in a reaction to the MOU because of this thing that says something about glazing? That's how you're managing your design, basically?
Can you explain that, Jason?
So I guess the MOU permit, the Euler part has something about the building not having more than a certain amount of glazing, like some criteria. And
Actually,
there,
if I could
yeah,
interrupt, Jason,
definitely.
just to
I can
explain.
imagine.
So when we went to Landmarks with this, specifically for the first 2 floors, the storefronts, there was something we called the master plan for them, how they would look, where the signage would be, et cetera. We had a minimum for each building and each facade, first floor, second floor. There's a minimum and a maximum glazing that we're required to have. And essentially what Jess is saying is, we are meeting that with this extension.
Thank you.
Right?
Just to explain a little bit about why we want to do this. On the right are new elevators that we're creating, and this is going to be the main entrance for the exhibition. So you come through the double doors that are on the west side, you enter, and the reason why we need to create this, or we feel like we need to create this, is to help with the queuing, so it doesn't interrupt that public access from north to south. So we want to create an area that's big enough that we can collect tickets and then have them filter into the elevators that will take them up to the 3rd and the 4th floors.
I'm starting a hard time visual. Is there any way you can just, do you have something to?
Do I?
Point where-
Because I can't, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Do you know where that little ice cream shop is? It's Mr. Dips. It's across from that. It's
Yeah.
across from that.
Yeah.
And it used to be where you could eat outside at David Chang's restaurant.
Right.
Yeah,
It will not be
Mr. Dips
enclosed.
is here.
Mr.
Correct.
Dips, sorry, yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, that's big.
So, and I can see clearly in this plan that you're not further blocking the north-south
Correct.
corridor.
So we have some renderings of that, but yes, the intention was not to interrupt the north-south corridor in any way.
Didn't you have visual corridors from
Yes.
there?
That's
So
what, this
here
is
we
one of
go.
them.
So there are 2 visual corridors that were indicated in the master plan, and the original intent that, as I understand it from reading and from shop, right, is that when those 2 view corridors converge, you would have a view of both of the piers of the Brooklyn Bridge. And, we understand from a design intent perspective, and we want to be respectful of the historic nature of those views, absolutely. But in reality, if you look at the photograph, it's really difficult on the right to see the view of the pier of the Brooklyn Bridge through what's now Gitano to the pier. We don't want to deny you can see the pier in that little window. But that's one of the things that we wanted to raise with you. The larger view corridor, when you're at that point where they converge, is to the north, and we're not blocking that view at all. of the Brooklyn Bridge. So, or any more than it was before. So that's one of the requests that we got in terms of why we wanted to come to you. These are some renderings. So you can see on the left, the existing, and then on the right, the proposed. So that north-south view corridor is maintained, but we are blocking that view to the diagonal.
Yeah.
So then moving to the tenant scope, which is what Meow Wolf will do on top of what the Seaport will build for them. On the top is assuming that we get the approval on the landlord scope. The bottom is the graphic implementation of how they want to incorporate both signage and some graphics on top of that. So again, on the top is what we were proposing just as the landlord scope. On the bottom, you can see there is an applied wooden graphic element to it, and then some signage running across the middle of the larger window. This is a rendering during the day of what that would look like.
Can you leave that for?
Oh, sure. This is,
Oh, well.
is this better? Okay.
That's fine.
And then this is the zoomed in.
I mean, I wish it wasn't so dark at the end. At the end of the corridor that you go in.
Oh, the angle of the light.
Yeah, you see at the end is,
Yeah.
like when you walk in, you see the other side of the
Yes,
pier.
you do see the Brooklyn Bridge through it. So one thing to note is that there are some signage regulations on the building that are in place based on those rectangular windows. So we are, if we move forward with these circular windows, wouldn't have the opportunity to inset the signs in the same way, which is why we're proposing to put them in the middle of the larger window. So point that out.
I'm sorry,
And then
could you
here's some-
repeat that? I'm sorry, could you repeat what you just said?
Sure. Yep. On the left are what is included in the master plan for the approach to signage. So assuming you had a rectangular window or entry door, the signs should go either directly above or to the right or inset within those door frames. Because we are proposing round windows, we are asking to do signs across the middle of the circular window instead of trying to curve them around or trying to figure out how to apply this in a different way. We felt that this design with the Meow Wolf in the middle of the circular window worked better from a design perspective than trying to figure out an interpretation of the images on the left.
Thanks.
Sure. So then at night, there is a proposal also to do some floor mounted inset lighting. As you all know, the building is LED enabled in many different ways, and we would coordinate with SEG on that. But the ability to have some lighting highlighting the entryway was something that we felt was important. And then the last piece of this presentation is about some graphic representation on the south facade. So on the third and the fourth floors, we are planning different exhibition spaces. You can see on the bottom, we're talking about, first of all, the four windows in from the east on both floors that are grayed out there. Those behind those windows will be exhibition spaces that we are trying to black out from the light. And then the patterns that you see to the left of that are a representation of a stained glass. It's a film. So I'll show you what we mean by that. This is an elevation of what we're talking about enlarged. So to talk about the stained glass, we did a mock-up on site. Initially, the idea was to mount a film to the existing glass, but when we looked at it on site, and then the image on the left is at night looking back, a little hard to see. I'll try to point at it. This is very difficult to control, this little dot right there. We decided that that might be too dramatic of an impact on that south facade. So we've actually, based on this mock-up, redesigned this element. I'll just move forward to that detail real quick. So what we're going to do is incorporate a blackout shade against the window and then inset the stained glass portion of it in from the window and then light it back toward the inside. So our goal is to have you have the stained glass effect from the inside, but not impact the outside as much as we saw when we did the mock-up. The other detail that's on the previous page on the right is showing walls that we want to construct on the inside of the pier, not directly up against the glass, but on the inside of the pier to again block out the light for the exhibitions.
How far inset is that? Because beyond 8 feet, it's not the purview of LPC. I'm curious.
It's within
Oh, okay.
yeah, a few inches. Mhm. So part of the reason why we're doing this also is anticipating if we need to deconstruct this at any point in time, it's very easy to undo in the future. But at the same time, it helps with the design intent of what they want to do within the space. I believe that's the end of that.
Do you have a rendering of the stained glass windows as, not sort of drawing, but how? it
No,
looks?
we can do one. We thought that the mock-up was really the better representation of it. And that image in the middle is the image of what we're thinking.
But you're not gonna see that from the outside, man.
Right, now that we're insetting it a little bit further, we're incorporating a blackout shade in between the film and the glass. So from the outside, you would just see a blackout shade. You wouldn't see,
Oh, so you're not gonna see all these little.
no, you're not gonna
You're
see that anymore.
anything. Just black.
Black. So you have 2 layers of blackout, one that blacks out the film from outside and
Yeah.
one from inside?
No, not from inside, just from the outside.
Got it.
There's a corridor along the window. And so a public corridor. So as people walk down the corridor, they'll see the stained glass.
Got
But
it.
on the outside, presenting to the outside, and you won't see the stained glass.
Right.
So the view we're seeing of the south elevation, right in front of it, what, the one that just was.
Sorry,
up
the one
a minute
that I
ago.
just talked. Yep.
Yeah, so you're saying that that's not actually what anyone would see from the street level?
Correct, correct.
So
We would
you're
have a
seeing-
blackout shade.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we would have a blackout shade between that pattern and the window, so you would not see that from the outside. Initially, we thought that we might want to do that, but after we did the mock-up, we changed our mind.
So all of it
Yes,
would be like one to the
Black.
right.
correct,
Right.
Okay. So you'd see all black.
correct.
I just,
Is that what it is now?
Well, I mean,
no.
yeah, there's nothing on those floors now, so you wouldn't, on the north side where Nike's office was, there were just, regular sort of white shades.
And on this side right now, it's clear glass.
It's
Yeah.
clear glass.
Clear glass, yeah.
Yeah, so you can see on the left there, you can, sometimes you see a lot of light, sometimes you don't see a light. It's pretty inconsistent what happens on the interior.
It's the color of the blackout shade?
That could be in the design guide.
I
Yeah.
could answer that. I think our intent is like a neutral dark gray.
And that's similar to some of the other shades in the other parts of the building, or?
Yes,
Yeah. So light reflectivity would be similar. on the
correct,
outside.
correct, yes.
But at night.
But it's a blackout.
But at night, it'll be day, all
But
day
it's a
long. It's all blackout
We're
all
all
night.
back.
So during the day, the light will reflect off this side only, but there'll be nothing coming through. And at night, there'll be nothing coming through.
So frankly, the stained glass aspect of it is sort of, I mean, you could have easily done a decal because it has nothing to do with light, it sounds like. It's not what
Correct.
one understands as stained glass, which is of course
Stained
made
glass.
possible because
Yeah.
of light.
We wanted to come to you because it's still within that 18 inches from the facade. So we wanted to make sure that we were presenting it to you.
Did anyone from the community get to see the mock-ups? I mean, I wasn't aware of it, but I'm just curious.
No, LPC saw the mock-ups, they came down to see it.
Yeah.
Staff did,
You take over, he's not here.
but no one from the community.
You run it up.
Is something from that?
He's on. Yeah, but Annetta can take over. All right.
So should we start with the
Vicky
ground
is here too.
floor?
Yes, he's here online. Well, he's here on Saturday. Yes.
So to me, extending that box,
Do you want, I'm gonna pull up an elevation so you can look to it, sorry.
or a plan. Actually, a plan would be better.
May I just clarify something with the stained glass and the shades? Our intent,
Yeah.
if you look at the picture of the mock-up during the day, you can't see the stained glass, but so we would keep the shades open during the day for that very nice stained glass effect on the interior. And then when it becomes visually disruptive at night, when we're lighting the interior, we bring the shades down so there's no disruption visually to the facade.
Thanks, Spencer.
There you go. Okay.
So-
So the shades, no, he's, with the shades.
Just like shades do, they come up and go down. Yeah.
Understand.
So your extension of that block
Mm-hmm.
that goes up towards the north, to me, it does block the visual corridor, and I think there was a lot of emphasis when that visual corridor was established. And I think that's
Correct.
something that everyone in the community would like to keep.
Mhm.
Additionally, when you have those long corridors, what do they use it for? It becomes back of house, right?
The long corridor next to the right of the rectangle?
Yeah.
That right now is a pergola that leads into Gitano, and the pergola that goes into Gitano extends to that line. So it's already, like kind of an entryway.
But if you remember, there's a series of glass doors
Correct.
just at the edge. One is a big door that swings open.
I do.
So you can go down that corridor through that glass door and you're inside what is Gitano.
Yeah, the glass door is approximately at the plan south, edge of that red rectangle.
So it has already been.
Yes.
Yeah, that's,
No.
yeah, that was.
Right, so it's not as porous as you showed here.
Correct.
I mean, if that's the case, that corridor might as well be part of one of the tenants' leases because it's not being used as circulation and it's open to yeah.
I mean, people still can circulate through there. It's not, they can, especially in the summer when those back doors are open on the east side of the pier.
But if there's a door there, they're always going to think that they're going into that restaurant.
That big,
So it
in the
looks
summer,
like
that big door
it's,
is open, so people can walk.
got it. And what happens on top of this? On second floor? Or
There's
you
no
just
second
add-
floor.
There's no second.
So you're adding something,
No.
No.
I'll show you.
but if you
It's just a
extend
one story.
on top of that,
There's nothing it's just a roof.
it's just a,
Page 15 perhaps might give some clarity to this.
It's just a one story.
so you don't occupy it, no one goes outside.
So that little, where the planters are, or the pots on the floor, is that the trellisy thing you're talking about?
Yes.
Yes.
And you're gonna close that in effectively,
Correct.
but they're gonna like glass it in and turn it into an elevator.
Well, no, basically where that plywood is on the ground there.
Yeah.
Can you tell the difference? That is more or less the edge of where we're expanding the ground floor. That looking north will stop just shy of those planters. So the planters are part of the entryway into the Gitano restaurant and that will remain as is. And then we would construct everything kind of from the planters this way on the ground.
For the
floor.
box.
For the box.
And you guys are taking the first floor, second floor, and also office space.
It's
Third floor.
first floor, just this entryway to the elevators, then a part of the third floor and a part of the fourth floor.
And their entrance is going to be their own entrance.
This will be their own entrance and their own elevator.
Got it.
Jason, may I make a comment?
Jason,
Make a comment, Vicky.
Jason is other at the moment.
That is doing this.
It's okay. Can I make a comment?
Yeah, so.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to start from way back. George, while we appreciate you and your organization, excuse me, are trying to find um, what am I saying? Issues or advertisements or things that can draw um,
It's entertaining.
tourists with
Yeah.
entertainment to this sorry, I spent my entire day elsewhere in architecture. So your advertisement for this group at Pier 17, I'm going to say that you should, just as a general note, ask the community, what is it that you think that we might need or want? I understand this is a financial transaction, but ask us what we might think this might work. Okay, so that's question one. These architectural interjections, right, are just fine. But my main concern is, why are we having this program here? Does the community need or want this? Is this going to benefit the community? I love animals more than anyone else, but what is this going to do for us? Is what I'm asking. In this presentation. Everything the presentation has given is okay by me. The question is this another program like the oh God, I'm sorry. The dining
It's an art
place.
studio, Vicky.
What?
It's an,
Well, let me,
it's an
I want
art
to, I do want to.
workshop gallery. It's just a
Vicky's
name that has
question-
meow.
Yeah.
Right. So
Landmarks
we're giving this, everything you have done architecturally is okay, but have you considered, is this something the community needs, wants, and will help continue to create a financial benefit?
So let me address, I'm actually gonna ask Mike to address.
Sure.
Because they're in different communities, right? They're in Santa Fe, they're in Houston. I put Las Vegas aside because Las Vegas
That's different.
heavily tourist, right? But why don't you talk about the communities you're in, Mike, and what you've done in those communities and how successful you are in those communities? I
Yeah.
think that's important.
Yeah, so it's a great question in general, and that's what I was trying to address when I started here. We believe deeply in integrating ourselves into the community. There's a number of different benefits that hopefully we certainly attempt to bring to the community, including creation of jobs, right, for people who work here. Opportunity to, from a cultural perspective, to engage with really incredible art. We have unbelievable artists that work for the company ourselves, but we also employ local artists. So this is a really unique cultural experience. There are not many of them in the world. We invest an incredible amount of time and energy in doing this, but we also have really amazing artists who come work on it. And we do that continually over time. So this is not something that we walk away from. We have, and I think Jason asked at the beginning, how long we're here for. We signed a 20-year lease. That means we're going to keep making art. We keep bringing in new artists to do art over time.
Define art. Are you paying artists to create or?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's a residency, but that's not a stipend.
No, so what we do, so we have two different things. So first of all, we have a large number of artists on staff that help us build these things to begin with, that many of them based in Santa Fe. We also contract with local artists to actually build out the exhibit. So when we'll come in here, we'll have a program, we'll put in RFPs, and we're going to select.
So
a number
when
of
you
local
say build
artists.
out, it's all sculpture or multimedia, it's not painting or other media.
I mean, some of the paint, it's all, whatever mediums you can imagine are in there.
It's rotating?
So there are parts of it that are permanent and there are parts of it that are rotating. So we have what we call a flex art program that will change out over time. We do that in every single city that we're in. And then we have permanent parts that don't change or mostly haven't changed, obviously with enough years, we just passed a decade in Santa Fe. Everything has to be refreshed over time. But we do have both, right? You can think about it.
So Vicky, so again, just to really address Vicky's comment, Vicky, they're in communities.
Thank you.
Stayed up for 10 years. They don't just draw tourists in Santa Fe and Houston, it's locals because
Yes.
one, in the artist community, people want to come to see it. They want to be involved and it changes over time. The other part of it is the way the concept works is it's a journey through their exhibit. But you could take many paths and you may not even see parts of the full exhibit as you're going through. So people come back again, say, oh, I made a left turn here. I want to make a right turn here or something of that nature, Mike. I think I'm.
You know, that's exactly right. So there's no map. We do not, there is no specific journey that you don't have to go in a certain direction. Right, so it is choose your own adventure, if you will, how you go through it, how you enjoy the art and how much time you spend there. So we, I think to George's point, we try to, to integrate ourselves deeply into the community, the local artistic community. Hopefully we are a great opportunity for people to engage with. I mean, one of the reasons, if we go back, I started the origin, one of the reasons they made art together is because they felt a little bit, I think, disaffected from the traditional art community. These are really conceptual artists, right, deeply creative.
That's right.
Yeah. And so they are, and so it is, they create worlds, they create a lot of fantastical art for anyone who's, if you haven't been to one. So it is an amazing cultural experience. It's a lot of fun. It's for people of all ages. So I've seen 3-year-olds in there and I've seen 85-year-olds. I've seen people of all ages come in. We will have, we do all sorts of different events in there. So we are deeply integrated community. So I'd like to think that we bring many, many different benefits to the community, economically, culturally. And so I do, and we do it for the long term. This is not, I will say, there are a lot of people who say they're immersive art that are,
Tacky, a one-time experience.
yeah, I want to be, so you said I didn't, but they really are. They come in and they're there for a year or two, they're for a couple of years, and then they leave, right? And they're going to churn and burn. That's not the way we build these. Was started by artists because they want to create these incredible worlds.
So
They want to
it
bring
is
to the world.
digital.
So I want to add to that while we all agree.
Wait. I can't speak over each other one at a time. Vicky, please hold your questions. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, what's the medium of?
My question is related directly to my previous comment.
Hold on, Vicky.
Spencer, do you want to answer the medium? I fear we have a creative director on. He's still. It is
Hi,
all-
I'm
Oh, you're
here.
here.
I'm trying to find a way to get in. It's my
Oh, you're
first
here.
time
Okay.
at the building, but
So I'll start and.
happy to answer
The
inside or
question was,
from.
what kind of art, whether it's digital, what it is not is just, so we do everything from sculpture to painting to projection mapping. It is multimedia. It is some of that we decide on our own to begin with. Sometimes that's because that's what the artists we collaborate with. So.
I mean, the concept to me sounds great. Your architectural manifestation of it, it's not as great to me. Like changing what is already there. Why? You guys are artists, a series of like great artists work within the defined guidelines.
I can try to answer that. Yeah, we're a very art forward brand. We usually hire a muralist to mural the exterior of our buildings. And we understood that may not be permissible in this location. Sorry.
Correct.
There are nods in the room, Spencer.
They're not gonna let me in, sorry. We understood that may not be permissible. Our creative design solution was to use the approved materials and make a sculptural facade with the glazing, the wood. No, I got thrown out by security.
No, we're letting you.
Vicky,
So Vic, one other thing I just want to mention to sort of put a point on the responses. Meow Wolf was kind of come to New York. They had multiple locations they were looking at. They chose us and we were really happy they chose us. They could have went into other places. We think this is great for the support. We think bringing art to the city in this way is fantastic. I think this is a great opportunity. They've been great citizens in the towns and cities they're in already. And we're really happy that they're.
I mean.
So may I, when can I
Vicky,
speak,
go on.
Jason? Jason, when can I speak as the
You
co-chair?
can speak. Go ahead, Vicky.
Netta's is.
I got a note from Lucy that your hand's up. Go ahead.
May I speak now?
Yes.
So my comment is not directed to the proposal. My comment is directed to George. And my comment is that I wish, first of all, that you spoke to the community about what is it that we want and we think may actually make financial sense to you and to the community board's interests. Is this a program that we think will work and make us happy? That's question number one,
I don't,
right?
Go ahead.
And then the cultural experience and everything. I'm saying that the proposal that they're sending is not intrusive. Okay, it's going to be fine. My main concern that it's yet another, I'm not going to say the word, make it small, ridiculous proposal that the community will not benefit or have any interest in, while it may make financial sense in the overall scheme. So I'm
Okay.
bringing
So-
that up.
Yes, we understand that everyone wants to come.
Is
Okay.
it, are you done, Vicky?
We have someone else online.
I am,
Alice.
thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Vicky.
Alice.
Nobody hears.
Okay,
Alice.
thanks.
All
Yeah,
right.
just a couple. Hi. I mean, I think it's always helpful when you just say what this is, and it's not. We're not bringing MoMA to the pier. We're bringing like a Ferris wheel, immersive art exhibition. That's what it is, and that may be great. And God willing, it works for the seaport. But let's not pretend something it's not. And I find always that's a little distracting and difficult for folks. So I would just offer that up as recognizing what it is. And with that, I just had a couple of questions. How many square feet is this exhibition space going to be? And what percentage of the pier is it?
60,000. It's roughly, it's a little more than a third of the piece.
A third of the pier. Okay. Well, that's helpful to know. And what will it cost to come to this, to visit this experience or museum? Approximately.
Yeah, we obviously don't have ticket prices. New York yet are, you can go online and see our ticket prices today range, depending on the city, time of day, whatever, anywhere from $30 to $60.
Okay.
Bruce.
I have.
Okay. And then I just, so that's helpful. I mean, I guess, ours is not to question the validity of this program at this point. This is over a year old that I'm reading that this has been in the offing. It's the first I've heard of it, but great. I'm just curious, in terms of the application before us, which is about landmarks, I'm a little concerned, and maybe George, you can be helpful here. I'm concerned this sets a precedent on the south side of the pier for a very animated kind of advertising, like promotional graphic, that if and when anybody else adds to this or this changes, we set up a precedent. So I just think we should be wise to that. Can anything be put on the south side of the pier at this point in the windows?
No. So let's talk about this. So this is an exception, not a change to the master plan, but an exception.
Okay.
If it were a change to the master plan and it was approved, then, then you're right, we could do more of that. But this is an exception to the master plan. We're making for a very large tenant.
So,
Right. I would just say that's something the committee and board should be very careful with. I don't know how that'll get judged, but I think it's quite a lot of graphic there on that little box. Just, this is obviously a personal opinion, aesthetic one, but I would think,
No,
isn't it
it's
enough
not.
to just have the sign in the window, but rather than the graphic that goes all around it, but whatever. But the one thing that I am curious about and is unclear for me is the stained glass features up on those 2 floors. I noticed it right away in the drawings. It's unclear exactly what that is. I wonder if you can provide more for the community board to look at, or if this is clear to everybody else. But when the person who is here, and thank you for coming all the way from Las Vegas, describes this area as potentially visually disruptive, that gives me pause. And you want to sort of know, well, what exactly is this? It's gray shades, it's down, sometimes it's up, and I would love to have a little more clarity myself on that. And I don't know if that's something that can be delivered, but those are the 2 points I just wanted to make, was the sort of precedent setting aspect of a very loud graphic on the south side. And that includes these alleged stained glass windows. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I
Right.
wanted to say.
I think just to address that, Alice, why don't we take her through the stained glass one more time, right?
Yeah.
So everybody understands it.
Sure. So this view here, the elevation on the right is from the interior, and what you would see when you're walking down this corridor space. Within those arched
Yeah.
shapes, that's where the stained glass will be going. So from an experiential perspective, when you're inside the exhibit, it feels like you're walking along an arched stained glass, experience.
And from the outside?
From the outside, we've got, so between the stained glass and the window, we have an uplight that's lighting the back of the stained glass for night, as Spencer had said. So when someone is there in the evening, it still looks like it's glowing stained glass. When it's at night, the blackout shades will be down, and you won't see that from the outside.
Spencer.
Spencer.
Spencer's minute.
Hi, Spencer.
Hi,
Spencer, welcome. Welcome.
someone who actually looks like an artist.
Can you just clarify what the reason you want this, what is it doing for the outside of the building? Like, part of me thinks, why wouldn't you just paint them or you could have a changing exhibition. Many galleries have this condition where you obviously have windows and you need to cover them up to show paintings. Why the need to have something that does require the light? And you said something about it
agree
changing.
with you, Alice.
Well, no,
I so agree with you.
Well, it's not a matter of agreeing, I'm just curious.
Wait,
Yeah.
listen, Vicky, wait, we have Spencer here who's going to talk to us.
Sit closer.
Pardon me.
Go all the way in.
So why stained glass?
Well, both.
Both, Spencer.
Yeah, it's a very nice stained glass. It's not a film. It's like a textured, very kind of advanced print process. We want to maintain the view. We also need lighting control in our exhibitions because we're creating these like themed environments with special effects. So we have to have some degree of lighting control, but we want to maintain the view. We did a similar project in Houston and we really liked how it turned out. We don't want to impact the exterior. The idea is that it's an experience for folks within our exhibition. And that's why we're proposing the shades. So when the sun goes down and the interior is lit brighter than the exterior, you'd be able to see it. So we want to close that so you won't see it. But it is it's a beautiful effect and
Inside.
yeah.
But is the intention ever to show the view, Spencer? Is there something about the artist or the art that'll be shown that ever capitalizes on what is the greatest asset you have at this site, which I would argue is indeed the views of the waterfront?
Yeah.
Is that
that was
sort of-
that was the creative solution. We would do a textured glass design with apertures in it. So we would get like little moments within the view to be able to see the view. It's that balance of needing to.
Becky, shut up.
Vicky, please mute.
It's
I have muted both of them and they just keep on muting, so.
So we can open it up to the floor now? Is that possible?
Well, then,
Thank you.
I'm sorry, were you done?
Yes.
I was,
Got Vicky and Alice.
I actually had a
It's your turn, Bruce. You
Mike.
talk, if you talk among each other, the recording will not pick up, so please be mindful of that.
Okay, let me say-
The show.
it might be outside the scope for this, but is the whole ground floor lease, can they potentially, I'm not increasing what you pay them, can they potentially pick two of the boxes that are available on the ground floor as opposed to the extension
No
of
other
them?
boxes.
They're none. That's why they do the extension.
Jason? Jason?
This is not right. This is not right.
Jason,
This is
may I
not
make
right.
a comment?
No, because we all have to do it first. We need to go around the table, really. It's not fair.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Bruce.
So, yeah, I'm gonna address the cultural issue first, but it's insignificant. It's not in my purview. Where are you in LA?
We're gonna be about 10 minutes north of the airport, HHLA, it's
Interesting.
Playa Vista.
Okay.
I know it then.
Yeah, so, and I won't comment on the feline and the canine, but I
No
guess
doubt.
that's the point.
They pick the names, if you must know, they pick names out of a hat.
Right.
It's actually a great name.
Yes.
It's just like that.
So, the only thing I can say about the cultural context is that your presentation in New York City downtown is a little bit, patronizing. We have the Jack Shainman Gallery, one of the greatest in the world, 20,000 square feet of the greatest artists in the world. 4 blocks from you, we have, I can give you a litany of the greatest galleries in the world that have moved to this neighborhood. And they first of all, they're free. They show the greatest art in the world. And it sounds like you're giving us a great gift of art. That's your business. But I'm just saying, if there is a neighborhood in the United States that has the best art in the country, accessible to everyone, it's this neighborhood. Now I'm done with the cultural aspect. The physical aspect, I don't know if you've contacted Shop Architects, which at this point is one of the greatest architecture firms in the world. They're on the level of almost of Renzo Piano at this point. And they, as you know, design this. There's no circles in this is a composition. And I would think, you wouldn't ask Mies van der Rohe if he were alive, would you? If he could knock out a window of the Seagram's building on the ground floor so he could put in a round thing with the stained glass. That's my feeling. At least you should consult Shop, because their whole pier is a piece of art. It's an integrated composition. That's my comment.
Thank
And to
you.
your point.
Thank you. No,
Vicky,
hold on.
no,
Vicky,
As-
Vicky,
no.
Vicky, everyone here has not spoken. You have now spoken 3 times. Can you wait?
Do it.
Do it. The extension of this, blocks in that north-south corridor and the zigzaggy corridor that culminated in their original plan in essentially a plaza where people were to gather. And now you've pinched all that down. And, I think it's gonna totally change the effect of the entire experience, whether the viewer, whether you can see the view or not is, I get it, probably not very clear. But, it is there, it was the intent of the architecture, but I think that the plaza is part of it, the foot traffic works through those spots, you need a place to sort of, gather yourself in before you decide where you're going. And, so I would just say, for me, it's more plan problem than, like the graphics, but, who cares? And your business plan is your business plan, so it's fine. Susan?
All I care about, I can't see, is it gonna be dead dark? I mean, what's the outside? I can't get a concept of what it's gonna look like, George. And it is as important as the inside is, so is the outside. And I want it to look like something and have something that's attractive and not garish and whatever, and I can't get a sense.
Which,
From the-
on the 3rd and 4th floor?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, look at actually the picture on the left-hand side that's on there. You could see I mean, there's a collection of lights. You'll see some lights on that floor like you do now, but really the lighting from the building comes from, you know, the LED lights that are part of the overall building. So that's, you know, I think what Spencer was saying is he didn't want to impact that or change that in any dramatic way, right? And take away from that building.
Yeah, and actually, I think it'll be more uniform, right? Because
Yeah.
at night, in the future, you're gonna have the shades down. So it will be uniform. The LEDs will be the driving force behind the visuals.
On the outside.
Yeah, on the outside.
Unfortunately, Jess took that picture on a night when the full lights were.
Right,
working.
yeah.
So-
Yeah,
It's a constant, it's a constant
Showed me the
struggle.
blue light, you know, and I don't
Seen it
Yeah.
enough.
Susan, I want to make sure you,
I got it.
all right. I think, my comment is this, Spencer, you've hit it on the nail when you said it's supposed to be an immersive experience for those who are inside. But those of us who are outside, we do not necessarily want to share that same immersive experience. As such, when you create that box entrance and you do block that corridor, for those of us on the outside, this does not feel good. I understand you need to have an entrance, but you have to create it in a way where it's not obtuse and the signage is not on the outside like this. Perhaps it could be on the inside, you know, as you walk in some fashion or form. And allow us to be able to see through, even though that's small, it's important. It is significant for us to be able to see through, as it is Chicano blocks it. And then with that, it's a further block. I mean, you can see it. It just blocks. Now, with the stained glass concept, if the idea is that it's not supposed to be seen by anybody on the outside, even during the day, am I correct? I mean, I don't want to even.
During the day, it would be too bright outside to see it from. the
Right, so
interior.
then why don't you just have, just the ideas of shades going up and down lends to the possibility that you're gonna forget about bringing the shades down at night. And we'll be able to, we're gonna see some sort of, for those on the outside are gonna see the stained glass, which is really meant for the people on the inside. So why don't you just not have that at all exposed during the day?
Not,
You know,
To have the shades down.
to keep permanent shades down. I don't understand why you
Oh,
have them
to,
up.
to maintain the
To
view.
maintain because
They will have view from,
Yeah.
if I understand
Yeah,
correctly.
there'll be,
and I do agree with what, what is been said here by Bruce about the speaking to Shop Art, because they had true intentions when they designed this. As to the view corridors, the way that flows through, et cetera, everything. And so, yes, and we opined on this and almost not everybody agreed. Some people didn't agree. I live in the seaport. I want you to be successful, George, you know, I want you to be there. But what I see from the outside is important. So if you could address all of that.
Is the color of the stained glass coming from the facade LEDs or additional lights that you guys have?
the green is our lights for this mock-up. We lit it in this configuration and learned it was actually more visually disruptive than we expected, so we reconfigured it with the lights on the other side to be shining onto the interior, and then the shades would essentially create a light box at night. But natural light through stained glass is just a very beautiful effect. Although this is faux stained glass, I admit, it is a very convincing.
And it's not an exhibit, it is a permanent installation, so you wouldn't open it up to artists to do the installations and say it's a temporary thing that maybe goes up and comes down seasonally, annually, when you have a new artist.
We do refresh our exhibits.
So this motif might change.
The content of the glass.
Yeah.
It could change. I think we're designing it. It's one of our exit corridors. And it's kind of like a storytelling opportunity. It's a big part of just acknowledging the cultural comment. Yes, it is a different, like art is entertainment, perhaps. We do work with like advanced career artists and, but it is more about a fictional world than it is like like a collective expression over an individual expression.
What is the material exactly? It's not stained glass. I mean, what is it? What is it made of?
Acrylic, yeah, it's a print process for, yeah.
When you say, again, no offense, but when you say advanced artists, you mean like,
Advanced career, I guess.
you know, a lot of artists who do, you know, like, Will, what's his name, his father was a great animal, anyway,
Minimalist?
yeah, his father all did white paintings. Famous,
Okay.
anyway. And then,
James Martin?
no, but close, I'll think of it, but anyway, so, I mean, there are real great world-class land art and installation artists. I don't know, when you say advanced artists, I'm just curious.
I suppose I meant that to say, I just acknowledged the comment that it could be insulting for us to say we're bringing art to the neighborhood. And I think a better way to say it is we're bringing creative storytelling.
Okay, that makes sense to me. I was gonna say Will Ryman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so, boy, I'm not gonna vote on this, but you guys covered a lot, obviously, without.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to ask George, like, since these are two, like, they're three different things, like, could one go and one not be a go, and like, that's up to the commission, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's up to the commission.
Did that get covered here? Like, if they say they don't want you to extend the envelope, you're just gonna do something else and not do that?
We're gonna have to figure out what we can do, yeah. I mean, it's,
Be a good place
it's
to start.
important for their entry and queuing.
Netta was,
Right.
so ask her.
Well, I'll just say, as if maybe a closing statement, this whole setup that the Landmarks Commission set for this pier is a complete disaster, that they have to come back, and it's just, it doesn't work. And boy, the energy that has been spent on these things, these endeavors that don't happen and happen, and, you know, the pier was demolished. It was gone. It doesn't exist anymore. And I was a big proponent of this pier and the idea of the pier and the idea of the market, but you can't pass things that occupy this building, we're in big trouble, really big trouble.
So I think there is a guideline that the tenants and whoever comes in needs to stay within. And if it goes outside those guidelines, that's why you guys need to go back to landmark.
I mean, put it a little bit.
I agree with Jason. Hello, I agree with Jason.
Okay, George is gonna say something now.
As Jason's pointing out, we have 40,000 square feet of public space we maintain outside of the building.
Yes.
For the public. Inside of the building, we should be able to use private space. We built it. This space is part of our private space. It's part of our FAR, internal FAR to use. So we're using it in a different
But
way.
there's a
that
reason you
we
guys
can
are in
see.
front of landmarks, right?
I'm sorry?
There's a reason you guys are in front of landmarks.
There's a reason we're going to landmarks, because according to landmarks, there is nothing in our master plan that says we can expand within the building. They're not denying it's our private space, but there's no mechanism in the master plan.
So Jason, I want to add or comment to what George just said. We have over several years listened to George's and his agency's proposals, and we have now seen that there are many failures, including the tin house. So George and his people should ask the community what they might think actually may succeed here, rather than inflicting what they think will. And this may be just one of those programs, which is what I'm concerned about. Thank you.
I think we should end that part of the discussion.
I think so too.
It's we can debate all day long.
Doesn't matter. I think Bruce is right.
Bruce needs more something, I think it's coming. So, okay, did you guys, were you ready to conclude on something?
I think that Netta
Yep,
and maybe Vera
yep,
would help write the resolution.
okay.
And
I appreciate it.
if you weren't here, I'm putting you out of it. I'm the oldest here, I'm making an executive. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, and I think Netta can voice what we think maybe the resolution should be and how we want to proceed.
Right now,
Yes, right now, I think.
She's running every meeting.
No, no, big one, but go, go.
Barry, you wanna go first? I think the box should not be extended. I think the windows, the round windows and the graphics that are on it are too graphic. And I think it should be within the constraints that was defined by the master plan. The top windows, I don't think they're going to have zero visual implications on the neighborhood. People are gonna see it from outside. And it's going to be, I mean, yes, the blackouts, but the blackouts, are they going to be down all the time? They're gonna break, who's gonna operate them? I just don't see it happening. I propose having, I mean, it's not my project.
But you
I think, you can achieve the same immersive experience by doing some sort of lighting design inside your room. Or inside the portal. So,
Make it more introverted?
Introverted.
Okay.
yeah,
Immersive.
Well,
Not
immersive,
immersive.
like, yeah. Well, when it's introverted, you're like fully immersed in it, you're like very.
reflections on the wall and the ceiling, like these
Can-
immersive.
Can I make a suggestion? Just,
Please.
Yes, please,
I would
Alex, we need one.
thank you, thank you. I would just suggest that you identify precisely the parts of the application that we're responding to and that you're not in accord with certain aspects, it sounds like. You know, maybe that should be the focus rather than exactly how to solve it, because that would sort of way
I-
outside of our abilities. And to comment on some of the things that people are saying to make sure that it's all been recorded, which might or might not be helpful to the applicant. Anyway, that's just another approach.
So the first part is the extension, right?
Yeah, so
The
there are
box.
three things I would say.
call
There's
the
the
box.
extension of the box
The
on the
box.
ground floor. There are the round windows.
Yep.
And then there's the graphics.
Right.
Those are the
Those
three.
were real clear.
I hate to be this negative.
I know, it bothers us all, Joy. Don't think it doesn't.
You're here for a purpose.
But the box has gotta go.
Box has gotta go.
The round windows have gotta go.
Gotta go.
And at least if it's stained glass, it should be stained, go Paul Tiffany.
I don't,
Plastic.
I don't mind, I'm not sure where I am at the third one, but
Yeah.
it's the whole aspect. Certainly the first two are a real issue for us. And the third, I just get all tied up in my underwear figuring out how it's gonna look. I'm sorry, it's just, that's it.
Yes. Why are you looking at me? like
The
that?
third, the
I
business of,
just, your stained glass is not meant for outside to see. It's for the immersive inside. So why can't we just not have the outside see a stained glass? Keep it the way visually it is right now. That's all.
yes,
And that's,
yes. I think
I don't
we
think
can,
that hurts you in any way.
yeah, I think that's
I
fine.
think,
Can we vote on that? Could I call the
Yes,
question?
call the question. I second.
Okay.
Oh, I can't second in public, right?
Yes.
I'm in second. Oh,
Okay.
you're gonna second, okay.
All right,
I'm gonna abstain, because I
okay,
wasn't here, so.
Right.
okay.
It's best.
Can I ask a question if possible? Because I
Yes.
just wanted to, Spencer, because it seems like there's a dispute on whether or not it will be visually, it will be something you can see during the day, which is, I don't know if there's a way for us to solve that, because what Spencer said is that when the shades are up, which is important for a view, the point is you will not be able to see from the outside because there's light from the outside and it will not be visible. And it sounds like you think that's not going to be the case, but I'm not sure if that feels like a solvable question.
We might have
Yeah.
we might have,
I don't know,
we
like,
might have some pictures.
you know,
here.
how long
I don't-
was
I don't
the,
know during the day.
yeah, the mock-up was up for several months. It may still be up.
So-
Well, you never invited us.
Yeah, I just.
That's Alice's
One-
point. You
yeah.
got landmarks, but you didn't invite us.
So the point is,
And I
it
don't
actually
think
might not
photograph-
be visible.
That was, the point
Yeah,
was, I
if
think
we
it's
could
meant
get
not
there,
to
that's
be.
great.
Yeah, and you're saying it's,
And
there's no, it's going to be, but the whole point is that's not meant
But
to
it
be.
depends on how reflective your glass is and what the weather is outside. If it's a sunny day and your glass is reflective, you won't see it. But
Right.
if the glass is not reflective, it's overcast day, you can see it. So that is,
I don't know,
All
I guess.
glass that is like a
It's
window,
reflect-
double pane glass is reflect, you can't see into people's apartments during the day if you, at an angle, you can't see. Normally, old glass, like annealed glass you'll see, but like, you won't see into my apartment with a new window, I don't
What
think.
floor are you on?
I'm on the third floor, but it's about the angle and the double pane and the reflectiveness of the glass. I don't,
You know what
I'm struggling seeing into their building. I'm thinking about all the times that I walk by the building during the day and I rarely see what's going on in it. So I would like to be careful about, wrong word, accusing a visual that's not gonna happen, when it's like, what their objective is and like, we're saying it's gonna happen, it's really not gonna
The
happen.
windows can be solved some way.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
That-
box cannot be
Right,
solved anyway,
agreed.
other than its
Yes,
absence.
I
What
think
can
that's.
what can they say but the-
And the window.
Right, we solved it.
Wait,
Call the-
Netta wants to say something.
Yes.
I was.
So we have,
So are we
Maybe
clear
we'll
what we're
see it.
voting on?
To see how visible it is.
I'm still, what?
We will go see if the mock-up is still up, to see if it's visible or if it's not. But to me personally, the building has the dance of the lights, it changes light, adding another layer of, complexity to that facade. I think it's counter.
Not the facade.
so
It will
we
not impact the facade.
So
Well, what you
have a.
perceive.
You have a resolution.
Wait a second, the question has been called.
Yes, Bruce. So shall we vote?
Are you voting in favor or opposing the?
We are voting in favor of the resolution.
And the resolution is no to the box, no to the graphics on the box,
Correct.
Go to the round windows.
no to the round windows.
That's it.
And that's it. We're gonna
I
leave.
love, we always give something, but there's nothing to give here. It's force majeure, Rouse Corporation, Howard Hughes Corporation. It won't have any effect anyway, but I think we can go on record. I don't see what there is
But
here.
just those two things.
But what about the windows?
I'm not the,
Graphics windows.
The round windows on the, no.
no, right, we're clear.
The windows,
The stained glass?
stained glass upstairs, we will go see, or George, if you have
We'll have
photographs.
Yeah.
So how do we write a
Right.
resolution
would-
on everything else?
You know, on the,
Do you
sorry.
say no to
No.
that and ignore the stained glass, just ignore it?
George, how?
No, I would-
On the stained glass behind a window, I don't understand, I'm not quite understanding that aspect of it. You can't do whatever you want behind your window?
No, because it's less than, what is it?
Oh, it's a statute.
Yeah.
But they need to maintain a certain width in the corridor.
Okay, I missed.
And
Yeah, it's gotta be tight.
we have, in the design that Shep had, the exit stair has exactly
Right.
the width of the window.
Yeah,
So they have to keep the stained glass
right
to the
there,
window.
okay.
So we're not gonna mention it at this moment. Am I correct, or are we?
That's an option.
It's an option.
I'm gonna take this.
You'd like
Are
to
we gonna
see?
go meet and see it?
Yeah.
We're going up.
All the time, and I'll try to be there.
You know
too.
what, I would actually like to see it if you forget, at night without the shades up. I don't wanna.
Get a dog and
I
walk
wanna
your dog
see it.
down there.
No, I walk myself, I walk
But that's all
myself.
we have to do.
It's still vote.
Right, we're gonna vote, we're going to vote.
Let's vote. Let's
Let's
vote.
vote.
Now we're doing things instead of voting.
So we're holding off on the other.
Yes.
Okay.
So all in
Wait,
favor of the,
before we go, sorry to interrupt you. Vicky and Alice, are you okay with this?
I'm not a member of the committee, so I'm not voting.
Well, you're
And I
still
would
giving
s-
a lot of input, so if you're,
We care
I
about,
appre-
we care about.
I appreciate you care, Jason. That's very nice. I would just say that you have to, as a committee, identify all that was stated. You cannot simply eliminate that there was a great deal of discussion about the stained window aspect of this. And so I would just, counsel you to add that into the resolution
that's fine.
as a, whereas clause that many committee members felt whatever has been stated tonight. So we're covering the comments that were provided.
I don't have.
And
I
if somebody
agree with
could, and
Alice.
And if
I
somebody
agree with
could, let me just
Alice.
finish, Vicky. If somebody could please take pictures of whatever the look of these windows are that you're going to see or provide, that would be helpful to the rest of the board when,
Great.
remember, this, of course, is a board vote. Okay, thanks a lot. Yep, great,
And
and good luck.
I'm neglecting, we're concentrating on Vicky and Alice. Santiago, do you have any input? Here's a board member of this committee.
No, I do not at this time.
If
it's all
we're
been
going, if we're gonna prevaricate on the stained glass, I can vote for it. If we're if we're accepting it, I'd have to vote no.
We're not putting it in, we're deferring, and we'll
Vicky
put
just-
all the,
But Alice just said, okay,
What?
okay.
she didn't say, we can put it in a way, but we're not gonna, we're not,
All of that.
we're not gonna.
Bruce, you of all
Oh.
people have written so many of these, you just want to say what was said, and then you
Yes.
can leave, yeah, that's all.
Exactly.
That's it,
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
So, can we take a vote?
Call the question.
We can call it, we can get it all.
Are you all there?
We seconded it already.
All in favor in the room?
Bruce?
Oh, I'm abstaining, I'm abstaining.
Vicky, I had you already. Vicky is in favor? Santiago? Thank you.
This
Once
is
again.
basically a yes to a no.
That's
Yes.
correct.
Yeah.
It's a yes to a no.
Okay.
You know what we think, call us and do it.
And this,
But remember, never ignore us.
and this is what confuses the full board always, the yeses to the no, but that's too bad, I don't know.
So why do you go to the to the landmarks?
14th. Paper.
Wait, we're done?
Yeah.
If you want to say motion to
Wanna say
adjourn.
that-
I thought we had
They canceled
No,
they canceled it.
that was for, okay.
All right, if you guys go, I'll.
May I have a motion to close?
Well,
Okay.
Do I need this?
I move. Yeah.
Work on Tuesdays?
I'm working every.
I'm gonna be here on Tuesday, because
Oh, I gotta-
my intern is closed.
Okay.
So I'll be-
You guys,
Motion
You're-
to close.
you guys don't have-
Good night.